What's up guys, YST here and welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. And for this one today, we're going to be taking Gnut for a spin against the Sand Devils Necropolis on stage 25 to pair up for the duo strategy with Godseeker and aniri to really test if he's worth investing in to take down this tedious encounter. Now, I remember when I was trying to use alternative champions such as Walking Tomb Dreng and Septimus and other strategies of Rio Bone Spear and Revive on Deaths to take down this boss. And many of them was taking upwards of 4 to 5 minutes with the gear and the stats that I had on my account at that given time. And of course, I am one of those lucky players that have the ninja to be able to do stage 24 in around 2 minutes and 30 seconds. But everybody can obtain Gnut, right? He's the recent fusion that's up at the moment. And he seems to be popping up everywhere, taking down all kinds of dungeons, the Demon Lord clan boss, and even the Shogun's Grove, which I showed in my most recent video. And really just putting in the work everywhere, guys. An astronomical champion for every kind of player out there, being that early all the way up until the late game. But as you see here, he's really putting in the work and his strategy comes to fruition from Godseeker and aniri's kit, where when your targets are dead, depending on the positioning, she'll revive herself, use her A3 to then revive her ally, and then boom, she'll reset the cooldowns of their skills, and in this case, it's triple hit max HP that is dealing upwards of 120 to 165,000 damage, depending on Helm Smasher procs. As you see there was 150k on one of those hits. Now, this current build that I'm showing today is actually a Savage build, but I did try before recording this video in a Toxic set, and it actually did put in the numbers, and I was seeing more peak damage once I had that poison placement on live to pair with the sleep debuff. But I'm really seeing the consistency coming out of Savage, and we're seeing more of a consistent damage number, whereas with the Toxic, I was seeing anywhere between 90 and 160,000 damage, but the average here, as you're seeing, is 120,000 plus, and the upside of 160 in a good scenario. He isn't extremely fast, but my Godseeker aniri, of course, is built in regeneration, very high speeds, and also in the Survival Instinct Blessing at a 3-star in order to boost her turn meter upon debuffs placed on this champion. Can still work without that, I've definitely seen it, but it's just a lot more easier to cut in and drop down the speed thresholds when you have that turn meter fill coming throughout her kit, because we don't have a bunch of resistance, so we're getting these decreased speeds, etc. on our champions. Another upside of Gnut is he's actually not needing any debuffs, so we've consistently locked off his A2. We're not trying to place decreased attack or the weaken or even the counter attack, as it's just adding extra seconds to our runs. And those A1 damages are just not dealing anything, to be fair. So we really just want to wait for them to die. We want the reset to happen. And then dealing the max HP as quickly as possible. So boom, 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 smacking them down. And we're now at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Well past that halfway point. And the average time that I have been seeing over the course of the last 10 test runs that I've done is anywhere between 5 minutes and 30 seconds, upwards of 6 minutes and 30 seconds. And that all comes down to when his Helm Smashers are proccing, how much damage is he dealing, and also if you can up the speed to potentially deal some more turns as well for damage output. So we're just coming through here. Not too bad so far. Look at that damage. So there we had a good RNG. We had 150 twice, right? And then 120 there. But let me know, guys, is this a strategy you would be considering? Is the Sand Devils Necropolis something you're interested in trying to farm? It's definitely worth it for the Ascensions, right, for your gear. But then now that we've got it to coincide with the accessory dungeon, you might want to consider having some champions for that. And if you checked out my recent video, you've seen that he really smacked up that previous boss as well. So maybe having one build versatile for all of these encounters could be a good middle ground, as long as you can find that threshold of where you want to use them. I just seen the highest damage I've seen yet, 172,000 on one of those max HP hits. That's impressive, man. Now, of course, there's champions such as Acrizia, being a Void Legendary, probably going to do it faster than him. But every other max HP is all single, like Husk or Cold Hearts or whoever that may be. But what makes him so great is he's dealing 3 max HP hits in the same turn. You don't have to, you'll probably double or triple the run with another option that does the max HP, apart from Acrizia, of course. Coming through here, I'm pretty sure that after one more slash revive kind of routine, and we'll be able to kill this boss here. So we're sitting in that threshold again, 5 minutes, 30 seconds or so. All right, so is she coming through here now with the Sand Devil's hits? Come on. Nope, we got 2 more turns before we can absolutely annihilate this boss. Is it going to be under 60 seconds, 6 minutes though? Come on. There we go. Revive comes through. Oh, we just fell short. You see what I mean, guys? It really comes down to the RNG at that time there. But if you can happen to get that good RNG or some better gear on your Gnuts, then you should be seeing more of a consistent 6 minutes, which is still really impressive. Like, I don't farm this a ton, but if you just leave your multi-battles on and you just want to succeed in this battle or complete it for the first time, having this duo strategy is amazing. Also, that Godseeker was a previous guaranteed champion. A bunch of you guys might have a spare one or simply just use the one you have to take down this encounter here. So here we go. 6 minutes and 21 seconds. Our best kind of turns is 165. And that just comes down to really good RNG with those procs with the Helm Smasher. So about a 15 turn discrepancy. But as you see here, 4.8 million damage, taking down the hardest stage of arguably the hardest dungeon boss in the game, right? Phenomenal champion for this. Phenomenal. So basically how I built him today, I'm not going to drag this video out crazy. I just feel like it's important to break them up into separate videos, as it can get a little bit confusing trying to explain all of this in one particular guide. I think when I do more of the dungeon stuff and maybe the clan boss, I'll throw it all into one video. Or simply join me on stream tonight if you're watching it at the time I'm releasing this video. 7 PM UTC, which is in about an hour from now. I'll be literally deep diving into anywhere that you guys want me to take him and really showing his potential. But as you see here, Gnut is in a savage build, allowing us to ignore a bunch of defense, right? We're looking for defense percent, crit rate, crit damage in all of these substats. We've got speed on the boots as well. Overall stats, we're going at 48,000 HP, 4.4k defense, 216 speed. I know that traditionally with these champions, you want to sit at around 230. I just couldn't get there in the build that I'm trying to use today. 100% crit rate, 250% crit damage, and no accuracy or resistance because we're not caring about that in this situation. Our masteries, we are going all the way down to the Helm Smasher. We're trying to ignore a bunch of defense as well. Also got the Life Drinker to potentially heal. And the defensive tree, just a bit of extra damage, but mainly for the damage reduction with the defense. And also the blast proof for AoE damage. Just to keep him alive, right? It's also worth noting we're getting 20% bonus damage from the books, so I have invested books into him in order to see the best damage possible. Godseeker Aniri is in a regeneration build, which is going to allow her to heal by 15% every single turn. It is pretty intensive in terms of stats because we've got 60k plus HP, we've got 4.4k defense. I traditionally sit at around 4.2 to 4.3. 279 speed, which I do recommend around 286 if you can reach that threshold. Crit rate and crit damage we're not caring about. Resistance and accuracy, once again, throw it in the bin because we're not caring about. And the masteries, we are looking for support tree. We're going down here. We're trying to get some bonus values of lay on hands and healing savior and all of that good stuff. And the defensive tree, heading down to iron skin. As you see here, just trying to get a bit more defense for sustainability, but this could kind of be flexible, right? Depending on how you want to use it. I know that some players use, is it Oppressor or Timely Intervention? I believe it's this one. Maybe when she drops below, she kind of cuts in. Could be a very good option, but I usually liked consistency, and the defense really brings that for my champion, just to add that layer of support. So yeah, that was the champions. And one also important thing to note is, if we go back into the dungeons, it's the positioning and the, not Phantom Shoguns, Grove YST. It's the positioning of the champions and the presets. So if we head in here, go into here, Godseeker Aniri has got an opener or Blade of Blessings because she does go first before the boss, being way faster than him. We're then doing the first priority on Rise of Glory and then a second priority on Quest for Meaning, just to keep us in that cycle of always healing and restoring max HP. We then have got Gnut blocking off their A2 and a first priority on Blessed Bash to try and get this out. Once again, straight after that, Sleep goes out on the boss to deal the most damage possible. And the positioning is also important. By having Godseeker in the lead position, it's going to allow her to heal herself from a passive and then be in a great situation to heal up Gnut as your secondary champion. And once again, guys, there are many options. Do you have to use this strategy? Absolutely not. But I thought it'd be really cool to show you guys its potential to maybe have a little think. Like, do you not have a walking Tomb Drang? Do you not have a ninja? Are you trying to do this in the future? And Gnut definitely opens up that opportunity. But granted, it does take a long period of time, right? Like, I'm not going to beat around the bush. It's pretty long. It's 6 minutes, right? And I wouldn't want to be doing that on my dungeon runs. But if you've got the patience, you're doing farming overnight or multi-battles or whatever that may be, or you're just a kind of casual farmer, you don't do it all the time, this may be perfect for you and is a champion you can obtain from this fusion. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Come and join me on stream if you can. And if you guys did enjoy today's video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button as we are trying to reach 30,000 and every little helps. Have an amazing rest of your week and I'll catch you guys on another Gnut video soon. Peace.